evening. In the past year, 34 people have been killed, beaten to death on false rumors of child abduction. The violence has touched 11 states, and yet for a phenomenon so widespread, its triggers remain shrouded in mystery. We know that in several cases, the false messages that stoked paranoia were images of dead children in Syria passed off as Indian children, videos from Pakistan which provoked violence over here, videos which were actually broadcast for the first time on social media in Portugal, also used to misinform people over here. Fake WhatsApp forwards warn of gangs entering from neighboring states, and doctored videos do the same. We know that the victims in almost every case were outsiders, migrant laborers, mentally disturbed men or women, transgenders, or those of a different ethnic or caste background. What we do not know enough of is who spread these rumors, and that's really our focus on this special program, based on 3 specific ground reports where our reporters try and unearth the truth of fake news that kills.
On May 18, 2017, 7 people murdered by a violent mob on suspicion of child abduction in 2 different locations near the industrial town of Jamshedpur. The hunt for who started the rumors led the police to these men, 2 local journalists, Shankar Gupta and Sushil Agarwal. Police claim that 7 days before the attack, they circulated messages like these on WhatsApp groups. Gupta posted these messages on May 11th. Child abductors have entered Jadugoda. Child abductors caught trying to kidnap a child at 8 a.m. by villagers of Durku village. Child abductors caught by the police after villagers informed them. While Agarwal posted this message a few hours later. Abductor was in possession of ATM card, chocolates, balls and sedatives. Gupta's messages went out on a WhatsApp group of which he's the admin, News Raftar Kulhan, which counts 255 members, including journalists, police officials and local bureaucrats. Both sets of messages are false, say police, arresting Gupta and questioning Agarwal. Gupta, out on bail, claims he was not the source of the messages.
इस 3 लाइन के मैसेज में कुछ ऐसा नहीं था जिससे कि अफवाह फैले। अफवाह तो महीनों पहले फैल रही थी।
Even before the WhatsApp messages are these articles on May 1st and May 6th in Hindustan and Prabhat Khabar, both widely read newspapers. Both reported on an attempt to abduct a 12-year-old boy from a village called Chakulia near Jamshedpur. 5 days later, the newspaper reported that a mentally disturbed man was killed by a mob in a nearby village on suspicion that he tried to abduct the boy. Neither story had a byline or police quote, but carried a picture of the boy. Police deny any record of the abduction.
Did these child abductions actually happen?
No. All rumor. Child lifting, we never came against any instance where anybody claimed that his child or her child was missing. No such case.
We travelled to Chakulia village to trace the boy, 13-year-old Supai Hamram. Supai, who lives with his sister and grandparents, says there was an intruder in their house, but it's not clear whether it was a thief or a child abductor.
दादी दादू बाहर में सोया था, चाचा भी, जब चाची और मेरा भैया और मेरा एक छोटा भाई और मेरा दीदी उधर में सोया था, तो पालन में हम सोए थे, तो अचानक मेरा को होश आ गया, तो उधर देखे कि चोर घुस कर पूरा छान मारा, फिर देखे, फिर हम इस साइड घूम गए, फिर वो मुंह बांध कर आ गया, तो हमको पकड़ा, तो हम चिल्लाए, तो हम भाग गए, छोड़कर भाग गए.
But when we spoke to the locals, the narrative shifted to child abduction.
पहले भी आवाज मिलता है, ये मोटरसाइकिल से आते हैं, अच्छा 2-4 दिन पहले उसको भगाया, तो फिर उन लोग जो आया था वो उस दिन 3 बजे लाइन काट दिया, उस टाइम इसका घर में घुस गया, तो हम लोग भी बाहर में था, तो गुल हल्ला हो गया, तो डंडा और लाइट लेके भाग गया, तो हम लोग निकल गया सब, तो उधर ही ब्लॉक तरफ भाग गया,
मणिपुर में हुआ, महाराष्ट्र में हुआ, मतलब हर जगह।
Ranjit Singh is the editor of the Jamshedpur edition of Prabhat Khabar.
जब शुरुआती इंसिडेंट जब हो रहे थे उस समय जैसे कि ये आप जो चकुलिया का जो एग्जांपल दे रहे हैं उसमें पीड़ित पक्ष भी सामने था, बच्चा भी सामने था, वो बता रहा था कि मेरे साथ ऐसा हुआ, तो हम उस समय तो पीड़ित की जुबानी ही वो रख रहे थे और ये मान के चल रहे थे कि ये सच बात है। शुरुआत में ये जरूर हुआ कि एक दो इंसिडेंट्स जो हुए उसे हमने भी सही माना और हमने उसे उसी तरह से रखा जिस तरह से ग्रामीणों के हवाले से हमारे सामने आ रही थी। लेकिन जैसे ही ये लगा हमें कि ये मॉब मेंटेलिटी का नतीजा है तो हम लोगों ने इसमें संयम बरता।
Crime records show that cases of child abductions have been on the rise in Jharkhand in the run-up to 2017, rising almost 3 times between 2014 and 2016. But police insist that the false rumors have no bearing on rising abductions.
Do these fake rumors have any implication on the actual numbers?
No, absolutely not. I mean, you will rarely we come across such cases. Mostly, sometimes it happens in melas and all, fairs and all, where a child may be lost and other things. Otherwise, we have not come across any instance where actually somebody has claimed that the child was playing and now she is gone.
Which means we are yet to fully fathom the source of the false news that triggered a nationwide wave of lynchings.
Well, the numbers over here are staggering. 34 people have lost their lives across the country as a result of these crazy rumors which spread not just on WhatsApp and Twitter and Facebook, but also through older conventional means, through the telephone. We've got more stories about this, but I'd like to introduce my panel this evening. Alka Singh is Head of Policy at Save the Children. Thank you very much for being with us. Harsh Mandar, the former IAS officer, social activist and author, also with us, as also the senior journalist Rashid Kidwai. Harsh Mandar, is this, where is this actually stemming from? Is it poor journalism at the grassroots level? Is it technology, WhatsApp specifically, which is used and people can't really can't figure out how far they should use this technology? Or are there political forces at work over here? Why are these lynchings taking place in this manner?
See, Vishnu, right from the last 4 years or so, we're seeing a rise in incidents of lynching across the country, but what is happening now is of course very, very different from what we've seen so far, and it's much harder to understand because I've been tracking lynching across the country. We have something called the Karwan-e-Mohabbat, and we've traveled to 12 states, and I visited families affected by lynching. Because what was until this present phase, there was no doubt that lynching was the outcome of course, rumors, but largely communally charged rumors. On the one hand, mostly around cow slaughter, and sometimes around so-called love jihad. And the victims of most of these were Muslims or Dalits. India showed us that after 2010, that 97% of cow-related lynching happened after 2014. 86% people killed were Muslim and 8% were Dalit. So this is one phase. What we are seeing now is much harder to understand because it is now no longer targeting particular religious communities or castes, but as you're saying, strangers, people, vulnerable communities at a larger level. My sense, and I think I'm also imperfectly understanding it at this stage, this phase of attacks around children. But I think that we have politically created a permissive environment for this kind of lynch attacks. We never saw this happening in the country, and it's not happening anywhere else in the world. So there is a political environment that was created, a permissive environment with people like ministers garlanding people who are convicted for lynching. And in this permissive environment, once you let the demons free in society, then they're no longer in your control. and they will act in different ways.
Sure.
Yes.
I just want to I want to go across to Alka Singh. Ms. Singh, is there any link or corroboration between a rise in the number of child abductions in the country and these crazy rumors or reports coming out? In other words, do these reports of lynchings, or are they coming at a time when child abductions are actually going up?
Let me first emphasize on the very issue that has been picked up by these videos, and which is about children as an issue. And really it's surprising that what really propels people to take such actions, given that on daily basis we see children out there on traffic signals, we see children working on streets, rag picking, not studying in school. So, I mean, why doesn't that make us angry if we really are so concerned about children and child protection as such in the country? Given that the videos, which looks like more about sensationalizing the whole issue rather than, cracking it, the problem right at its core. I mean, that's totally missing. I would like to mention here one of the surveys that we have just done, Save the Children has just completed. It's called Wings 2018, and it studies perceptions of girls' safety in public spaces, wherein 1 in 3 girls who were under the survey have said that they fear stepping out in public spaces. Now that's really alarming, and they aren't really afraid of criminals out there, of abduction out there, but they are at large, also scared of men and boys outside. So as a country, on protection, on safety issues, we haven't done enough. Is my concern here, and this entire WhatsApping and the videos that's out, it's more of sensationalizing the issue rather than solving it or towards solving it.
Okay, let's move on to the second of our stories, which we've actually been reporting. As we trace the origins of deadly fake news, my colleague Shruti travelled to Dhule in North Maharashtra, where in a chilling repeat, 5 people were murdered in June this year, again on the same false rumours. Here too it appears that a local journalist has played a role in creating fake news, videos of a child abduction. But for reasons that remain unclear, the police have yet to act against him.
As the police probe the source of the rumours that led to 5 people being brutally beaten to death by violent mob in Dhule, North Maharashtra, they have zoomed in on this video. With a logo of Media Live, it is a news report voiced in Marathi about attempts by burqa-clad men to abduct children from a mosque in a small town called Sakri a day before the attack.
अज्ञात बुरखाधारी पुरुषांनी 1.5 वर्षाच्या चिमुकलीला पळवण्याचा प्रयत्न केला होता. मात्र नुरानी मस्जिद जवळ गजबजलेला परिसर असल्यामुळे काही मुस्लिम महिला त्यांच्या मागे धावल्याने बुरखाधारी पुरुषांनी तेथून पळ काढला. मुले चोरणाऱ्या टोळीची ही बातमी वाऱ्यासारखी पसरताच साक्री शहरामध्ये भीतीचे वातावरण निर्माण झाले.
The police have since tried to question its creator, a local journalist called Rafiq Sheikh. Rafiq operates out of a photo studio in Sakri. He met us but refused to come on record. He told us that he started Media Live as a YouTube channel nearly 7 months ago in December 2017. With nearly 4,000 subscribers, some of the videos of the channel have received a viewership of as high as 54,000, which is over twice the population of Sakri town. Rafiq told us that he put up the video after a lady from his village told him that 2 men tried to abduct a child but failed after she saw them from the kitchen and raised an alarm. The police claim there was no such incident.
इसके बारे में कोई कंप्लेंट दर्ज या कोई शिकायत नहीं है.
Rafiq claims that the video was reported to the police by his adversaries. Rafiq said that he had taken down the controversial video within 10 minutes of uploading, but that did not stop it from going viral on WhatsApp. We recorded a conversation with Rafiq.
दोस्त भी और दुश्मन भी हमारे. अच्छा. तो उन्हें डाउनलोड कर दिया. दुनिया जिले में कभी भी घटना घटती, बच्चे चुराने की, कुछ भी होता, किसको मारने का, ये जब क्लिप हम वायरल करें.
Meanwhile, the police say that they're not going to take cognizance of Rafiq's video, given that he had asked the citizens to inform the nearest police station.
Rashid Kidwai does a lot of this, and certainly in terms of the reports which we brought you so far, indicate to you journalists operating out of small towns, sometimes out of villages, desperate to increase their followers or their viewership on social media through online sites, are willing to bypass any basic standards of journalism just to get out anything that sells. And if it's sensational, if you say that children are being abducted, people will watch it. Do you believe that this has a lot to do with the nature of journalism today in our country in certain parts?
Yes, Vishnu, you're right. There is a degree of casualness, there is lack of sensitivity when reporting these incidents. We all know as journalists there are standard operating procedures are there. There are ways of looking at things, interacting with police and others, so to say, the sources. But these checks are not taken in account. Unfortunately, in the guise of freedom of press and freedom of media, the government and administration does not act against them, such newspapers and publications who perpetuate these rumors. So many times people get away with it. And, we don't have actually, from the central government side, we don't actually get annual data of lynching incidents or so. Lynching incidents are not in the National Crime Bureau records and all are not treated separately. One more thing, Vishnu, is that we don't take in account the pre-existing the kind of social and communal tensions in some of the parts where such incidents take place. So I think it's a combination of false news. There is an attempt to get even, take revenge, or give a communal color. All these things happen, and the government is just is a helpless spectator, and they don't intervene. There is no kind of zero tolerance towards such crimes.
And it's sad that this sort of thing continues. Even now we are reporting another attack which has taken place in Karnataka, where an engineer was killed. Again, completely false news. 3 others with him were injured. One of them was not even an Indian national, a national of Qatar. Again, crazy news, information, and a condition of paranoia, of people being told through social media, WhatsApp, whatever it is, that they're coming to take away your children, and it's just impossible to sort this out. I'd like to thank my panelists very much for joining us. It's just a short program today, but I want to move on to another story, the final of our series.